We all want people on our side who are going to tell us the truth, who are going to dispense with the bullshit and just tell it like it is. I wanted to be that person for you today when it comes to websites. The number of people that have told me that they need to do a new website, that they need to redesign, they need to reskin it, they've spoken to web developers, it's going to cost them $40,000. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. So today what I wanted to share with you are some website home truths that will not only save you money, they will help you with your marketing and they will help you with your visibility. All right, let's get stuck in. Welcome to today's vlog, which is all about website home truths. Now, your website is a bit like a piece of real estate. It is super important for you to have if you want to achieve your dreams of being visible, being seen, being able to be seen as someone who not only knows their stuff, but also provides good, valuable content out to people who are needing to learn and want to get to know you, okay? But there are some really big pitfalls around websites, and unfortunately, a lot of these things occur because most people don't know a thing about websites other than that they need one and that it's going to look pretty, okay? Now, I started learning how to build websites in about 2005, 2006. I started up a business that was importing jewelry and supplying it domestically around the country, as well as selling it at local markets, so wholesaling it around the country. I loved what I did, and it took me probably about 2 solid weeks of doing nothing else, learning how to build websites on WordPress. Now, that skill set has served me ongoing, and that's really awesome. However, one big myth that is out there is that you need to have a pretty website that reflects you, that reflects your brand in order to make money. Here's what I need to tell you about that. That is not necessarily 100% true. When I started this business in 2010, I built my own website. I had a banner on there. I had my blogs going up there. It looked like a piece of poo. It was really not awesome, but it had really great content in there. I didn't pay anybody to do my websites until it was about mid to late 2012, maybe even early 2013 actually. And what had happened in between that time, I think I'd already done, I don't know, maybe 200 grand in sales from a website that I'd hodgepodge together myself that was kind of Frankenstein and things like that. Now, yes, I paid someone about $300 to just reskin it, to make it look a little bit nicer, change the banner photo, change the menu, and it was not really awesome. And that website was only just changed, right? So I'm talking, this is like 2012 that it was reskinned, and I didn't have my website redesigned and implemented until around September 2017. So many years later, I have millions of dollars in sales because of it, even with a shitty website, okay? So it is not necessary for you to have a most schmancy, fancy, pretty, modern website in order for you to be able to make money. You've just got to have good quality content. The other thing that I need to let you know is that your website is going to evolve as you evolve and grow and change. Now, I would put money on it that you are not the same person you were 12 months ago. Heck, probably even 6 months ago. Sure as shit, not the same person you were 2 years ago. So if you were to go and invest a ton of money, and I'm talking like a lot of money to me into a website is $2,000 or more, or maybe even $3,000 or more. If you're going to spend more than that and things like that, then you're probably going to have to redo it again in another couple of years. So I don't want you going out there and spending out, churning out a whole bunch of money when it is absolutely unnecessary. You are going to evolve and change, and that is great. You need your website to be able to evolve and change with you as well. You know, it's kind of like the more you start putting yourself out there, you start being more visible, you start sharing more blogs, you start becoming more comfortable in your own skin in terms of being in front of a camera or writing, putting your stuff out there and putting yourself out there. So as you grow and evolve and change, you become more confident, and what you want and need from your website will also grow and change and evolve. And you've got to have a way of being able to evolve that along with you. So you don't want to be rebranding it or even reskinning it, every year, because that's just going to cost you a whole lot of money for unnecessary work. And really, are you going to get an ROI from that, a financial ROI, return on investment from that? Maybe not. I doubt it. You might get an ego return on investment. I'm in love with my website right now. I think it's beautiful. I absolutely love the shit out of it. But, it's the first time in a lot of years since I've actually, had something that I'm super, super proud of. So it's got to be able to evolve and grow. It also, having a website, it requires an ongoing commitment. It requires you to be able to put new content up on there all the time, right? Because otherwise, when people come and visit you and they're like, oh, what's Sarah doing right now? What's Alex doing right now? What's Roger doing right now? If there's no new content up there, you've probably just lost them. You've lost their attention. You've lost that visibility that you've been working hard for, because if people are getting on there and then bouncing and going, oh, there's nothing new. This is a little bit boring.com, we've got no other problems to solve. There's nothing else to share, okay, I thought they were the person for me, but, maybe they're not. So we don't want to create any element or any scope or any way for people to doubt that you know what you know and that you can do what it is that you're saying that you can do. So it does require an ongoing commitment. Now, I've mentioned blogging a couple of times. Guys, you've got to be blogging. And ideally, I would prefer it if you were able to do video blogs, unless you're a writing coach or something like that, and maybe you can, intersperse those two different things, written blogs and video blogs. Why video blogs? Most people are visual. Okay, so most people out there in the marketplace want to see you, they want to hear you. You can still provide writing in your blog. In fact, I definitely encourage it. But it's a really big thing for people to be able to hear you and see you. That takes care of two major learning modalities and the two major ways, like 2 out of 3 major ways that people connect and build rapport with you. So if you can put yourself on video and that you can speak, then you're going to be way out in front. Now, sometimes what I'll do, if I don't feel like if my roots are really dark and I just feel like, I'm having a really bad hair day or a bad makeup day or something like that, like, you know what, I know I need to video blog, but I'm not going to. I choose no. I'll do a written one. So, but that's kind of like, that's not really all the time, okay? So you need to be blogging. The other thing that I'd really be recommending that you do is making sure that those blogs are really adding value. So depending on who you're talking to, depending on the problem that you're solving, make sure you're giving really awesome content that actually helps people. Now, it doesn't need to be the whole box and dice. It's certainly not going to be all of the answers to all of the problems of all of the things known to man, because then they'd have no reason to buy from you. But we want to be able to add value. So if you're thinking, right, what is the big problem that my people are having right now? And you will offer some solution to that. So you'll solve their problem for them. And then what you'll do is you'll add in there a new problem, right? And say, hey, so let's say that you are a family lawyer and you're helping people who are going through a divorce. The big problem that they might have is knowing who to trust and knowing how to find a lawyer. So that could be a blog, how to choose the lawyer for you. Then you solve that problem on the blog. And then you'll say, however, you've really got to be able to talk to them. There's some really important interview questions that you probably want to ask, that'll annoy them, but that you want to ask a lawyer before you decide if you're going to hire them or what you're going to do. So then you can say, hey, if you want to hop on the phone with me or click here and we'll get on a call and we'll talk about the things that you can say. It might be about the pitfalls. It might be around how you can maximize your settlement when it comes to a family law court. Or do you self-represent, or do you need to get a lawyer? So if you're out there really adding a whole lot of value into the market, people are going to see that. they're also going to realize, because you'll tell them, that there is so much more that they need to know. So, I mean, for example, with this, I've said your website, you've got to be aware that it's going to evolve, that you've got to be blogging, that you've got to be solving problems. But I haven't told you how it is that you're actually going to get in and do that, because that's that's going to take me weeks to teach you that. You know, I can't do that in a 10-minute blog, in a 10-minute video blog. The other thing that you need to have about your website, a lot of people are like, oh, my website's really schmancy, you know, look at all the moving images and stuff like that. You've got to have calls to action in your website very plain so that people can go, oh, yeah, that's how I can get in touch with that person. Oh, yep, I'd like to download that. I'd like to do this. Now, what happens here is that people will get that thing that you're giving away, but they'll also go onto your email database. So this is called having a way of getting people to opt in. They're opting in for your information. And then you've got that chance of being able to build relationships through your email marketing, right? So you can build relationships, add value, add value, add value. And every now and again, you can say, hey, I've got this really awesome offer. You should totally buy it. Or, hey, let's hop on the phone and let's talk about where it is that you're at right now. So there's different ways of being able to leverage your email list. But your website is a beautiful, amazing piece of real estate that people need to know how to take that next step. Sweet. And then the other thing that I really wanted to let you know, and I kind of touched on this before, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need to have it being, you don't need to be Wix, it doesn't need to be WordPress, it doesn't need to be anything that is coded or super schmancy. You've just got to have one. Now, I personally use WordPress, and the reason that I chose that from all of the research that I did ages ago, like years ago, was that that is the most Googleable type of website. So the little Google bots and their spiders can get in there and very easily get in there and like skim your website and have a look at all of the different keywords and what you're talking about in order for you to be able to show up in relevant searches. Okay, so that's the main reason for that. Oh, and I wouldn't buy SEO. Okay, you just want to have your keywords in there. You want people coming to you coming to your website based on based on you directing them over there. So maybe from your email list or from Facebook or LinkedIn or any other social media platform, networking, that type of stuff. So they are the website home truths. So the bottom line of all of this is you do not need all the bells and whistles in order to be able to get started. Just have something that looks decent, right, and is passable, for example. Have something that you can blog on. Make sure you've got an opt-in, add value, and be consistent. All right. Now, if you've got any questions about this or anything else that we've talked about today, make sure you leave your questions below. I'd be really happy to answer them for you. Otherwise, you know how to find me. If you are someone who really, really wants to grow their visibility, grow their brand, and command authority online, then you'll see that really big ass banner below here where you can book in a one-on-one session and we can have a chat about how we can work together. All right, my name is Nicola. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.